1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
10 in the face, slim in the waist. 10 in the face, slim in the waist. 10 in the face, slim in the waist. Do you wanna taste? Do you wanna taste?
Check it, not from the bay, but I can make you go hype. Your girl won't like me, but your boy might wife me. Do the right thing, just like your name was Spike Lee. Ain't gotta do much to write in checks like Nike. What's good, y'all? It's your girl, Miss Nessa, aka Blasian Mommy, and this is the Realness Podcast, a podcast about living life through the lens of a Blasian. This is a guest-based show where we get to converse on interesting topics. So with that being said, today's guests are none other than my very own beautiful nieces, Shay and Natalie.
Hello. Hi.
Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Natalie.
Hi, I'm Shania, and
We're Blasians.
yeah, we're Blasian. So if you see us in the street, and you can say hi and maybe give us $1 million. We like to deliver.
All right, how old are you guys?
I'm 12.
I'm 11.
I love you guys so much. You guys give me life. So today I decided to bring my beautiful nieces along and talk about just a few. It's going to be a fun show today. Nothing too serious, nothing too heavy. But yeah, so what I like to do is I like to start the game. I can't even talk. Y'all got me on some goofiness right now. I don't know. But I like to start the show off with a segment called For the Culture. And that will consist of a few games, which one of you guys will take the time to spin. And depending on what color you guys get will determine which game we play. Okay, so who wants to spin the wheel?
Me.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Look at my face.
You look at my face.
Don't look at my face.
If y'all don't...
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors. Look at my face. Rock, paper, scissors. Shania? Rock, paper, scissors. You go first.
Okay, because there's two games, so you could do it, and then you could do it for later. Not. Okay. What color?
Blue.
Blue. Okay. Let me see that.
The blue shade of the ocean.
Okay, we're going to try Black Card Revoked. I want to see what your guys' responses to these questions will be. Okay. Have you guys ever played the game or heard of it?
No.
Okay. So pretty much it's a game that will test your blackness.
I'm going to fail. My mom says I act like a white girl sometimes.
Oh my gosh. Let's go to the most hopping losers.
It's just a quick background. Shania is black and Filipino, like myself, but she don't look it. She real light skinned.
She is. Don't judge me.
I'm definitely not judging you. I'm just speaking facts. I love my baby.
No.
And Natalie is black, Filipino, and Mexican.
And a little bit Chinese.
And a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, they're both a little bit Chinese actually, because of their parents. So their parents are siblings, and they're my family, and I love them to death. But all right, let's go. The first question. I don't know if you guys will see. Have any of you guys watched Martin, the show Martin?
Yes.
Yeah, I've only
Wait.
seen like one
Oh, that's
episode.
Marlon. Never mind.
Marlon, oh, you're talking about Wayne's?
Yeah.
It's okay. It's all good. I just want to see your guys' thoughts on these. Okay. So the question is, which character from Martin lived on the 5th floor? A, Roscoe. B, Hustleman. C, Dragonfly Jones. Or D, Brumman.
I'm going for A.
I'm gonna go for A.
You just going for it because she going for it.
I
Shania.
honestly don't
Okay,
know.
there's 4 questions. Who wants to answer this one? And then I'll have you guys do the
I'll
other one.
answer it.
So you're going to go with A, Roscoe?
What's the second one?
Okay, A is Roscoe, B is Hustleman, C is Dragonfly Jones, and D is Brumman. B, Hustleman?
Sure.
That is incorrect.
I knew that.
Shay, do you want to take a guess out of the other three? A, Roscoe. C, Dragonfly Jones. Or D, Birdman.
You're lucky.
Birdman.
Not Bird. Bruh. It's bruh.
You know what?
Bruh, man.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, ma'am.
That is correct.
That was just a guess.
All right, next question. Since you got it right, Shay, you could go first. Question is, which historically black sorority was founded first? A, Delta Sigma Theta. B, Zeta Phi Beta. C, Alpha Kappa Alpha. Or D, Sigma Gamma Rho. Just take a guess, baby.
I don't know what a sorority is.
Have you heard of a fraternity? Like a frat house?
No.
Okay, so basically it is a group of college. Have you seen Stomp the Yard?
What?
Stomp the Yard?
It's a movie called Stomp the Yard, no?
I know what a frat party is.
Okay, so it's a group of men in college that, yeah, but this is for black college. And sorority is the female version. It's the women.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll ask again. So A, Delta Sigma Theta. B, Zeta Phi Beta. C, Alpha Kappa Alpha. Or D, Sigma Gamma Rho.
Zeta, how do you say it?
Zeta Phi Beta.
Zeta Phi Beta.
That's your final answer?
Yes, ma'am. Probably wrong.
That's incorrect.
See, I guessed it.
I
and
want to go for the last one.
Sigma Gamma Rho.
Sure.
Also incorrect.
Dang it.
Let's see. The answer is C, Alpha Kappa Alpha.
You know what? I wanted to go for that too.
And I don't expect you guys to know this. It's just fun just trying to see what your guys' thoughts would be. All right, so these next two, there's these two, I don't know if you guys will get, but there's no real right or wrong answer, so to speak. So this is what's called majority rules. Since we're not playing in a group setting, I just want to know what your guys' thoughts would be if you were in the mind of children back in the day, because I don't think that this applies to you guys anymore, especially how it is. But
I have an old soul, so.
You have an old soul. Okay,
Yeah,
love
me
it.
too.
So since you went first last time, I'm going to go with Nat, okay? So the question is, by what time did you have to be home when you were a kid? A, when it got dark. B, 8 o'clock p.m. C, when the street lights came on. Or D, midnight.
When it got dark?
So A is your answer?
Yeah. No. You said 8 o'clock?
Yeah, so A is when it got dark. B is 8 o'clock p.m. C, when the street lights came on. And D, midnight.
I was looking for when dinner starts, but I mean dinner was ready, but
When's dinner ready, roughly?
mine's at like 6.
So what is your answer?
I'm gonna go for 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock?
That's incorrect, isn't it?
I want to say incorrect, but I want to see what Shay Shay's going to say.
Can you repeat the question so I
Yes.
can understand?
By what time did you have to be home when you were a kid? Well, you guys are kids still, but let's put your mind in your parents' mind. So your mom and your dad, Nat. A, when it got dark. B, 8 o'clock p.m. C, when the street lights came on. Or D, midnight. As a kid.
Well, definitely not midnight. Oh. Mine would probably be same thing as 8 o'clock, because that's what my mom usually says. Well, 6:30, but you know. Oops.
Okay. Well, growing up, ours was when the street lights came on.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
But I know it's funny because I know what you, Nat.
For me, technically, it was 8.
It was 8
See?
o'clock. Yeah, so it
Yeah.
isn't wrong. I was just saying, like, in the mind, like, of us, because growing up, we would rip and run the streets, and I know that's not really what you guys do nowadays, because it's so different this generation, I tell you. But we had to be home when the street lights came on, which technically was roughly around 8 o'clock p.m.
Yeah, in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
But during the school time, it's like 6.
Yeah. See? So everybody's right. All right. So Shay, this is the last question. All right. According to Mama, why shouldn't a woman buy a man a pair of shoes? A, he'll leave you. B, he'll start cheating. C, he'll two-step out your life. Or D, he'll start drinking.
I think I know the answer.
Go ahead, Shay.
Natalie can go first.
Okay, go ahead, Nat.
Two-step out.
Two-step out your life? Okay,
Sure.
What about you, Shay?
What were the options?
He'll leave you. He'll start cheating. He'll two-step out your life. Or he'll start drinking.
Leave you. Just completely walk out the door.
Peace out. That is correct. And technically, those are the same things. They're all the same thing. All right.
Yeah,
Good
it's
job,
the same
guys.
thing.
Good job. Good job. Okay, so I'm going to do one game with you guys, and then we'll go on with the rest, okay?
Okay.
All right. So,
I love Would You Rather.
have you
I
played
love
this
that.
game before?
Yes, I
Would
played
you
it like
rather?
Yeah, I played it like 1,000 times.
I didn't.
You
play
played
it.
this version?
No, not that version, but I
Okay.
played Would You
No.
Rather before.
Yeah.
Okay. So, this is going to be interesting. Who wants to go first?
Me.
Okay. Natalie, would you rather A, have transparent skin? You know what that is, right? Where you could
see through.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So A, have transparent skin, or B, porcupine quills over your entire body. And you have to say why you chose.
Well, okay. Well, I would do see through.
Okay. I thought she would say C. I said, first of all, I said A or B. Hold up. Okay, so see-through?
Yeah.
Why?
Because if I had porcupine stuff like that, it wouldn't be hard for people to hug me and stuff, and you know. Yeah.
Okay. That's fair enough. What about you, Shay?
Come on.
Oh, that's hard because, you know, if you had porcupine skin, somebody was trying to get to you, you can just be like, yeah. But
If you were see through, you can like hide somewhere, and they can be like. Pew.
yeah, so I'm just going to do see-through because I don't think at the same time, like, say if you wanted to give somebody a hug or hold hands or stuff like that, it would hurt the other person. You don't want anybody else to get hurt unless if you're mean, but you know, I'm not mean. I'm not that mean, so.
Okay. All right. Okay, last question, and then we'll get on to it. Would you rather A, stick a raccoon in your pants, or B, stick your hand inside an elephant's butt?
Oh my god. I would rather have raccoon in my pants. I would feel too bad for the elephant.
Okay, why? So why would you want that to put a raccoon in your pants?
Because I feel like they're somewhat nice. Maybe you didn't say what kind. It could be a baby one.
No.
Back to what I was saying. You didn't say like what kind. I would just say like a baby one.
Okay. What about you, Shay?
I'm sticking my hand in somebody.
Ew.
I don't care because I can wash my hands 1,000 times. I'm not sticking a raccoon in my pants just to get rabies.
Hey, that's a good point because you never know.
That is true. Very true.
You're going to go to school and be like, hey, what's inside your pants? A raccoon. I don't want to go.
Oh, shoot. That's funny. All right. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next thing. But before then, a word from my sponsors. The Plug. So this segment is called The Plug. It is a segment where I just shout myself out if you're trying to look for a quick plug. whether it be clothing, music, or you try to make money. So with that being said, quick lift plug. If you are looking to make extra money on the side or want a discount on a ride, use my discount code Vanessa 334087. Again, that's Vanessa VANESSA 334087. Now, next. Girl, I could hear you all the way slurping on that. There is nothing left in there. Nothing. Nada. Clothing plug. San Diego, stand up. If you want some dope gear repping Cali, hit up my boy Rashad with his Cali Money brand based out here in San Diego, California, and get something from his California Dreams line. Check out his IG, Cali X Money. That's Cali, CALI, the letter X, MONEY. Now, back to our regular scheduled program. All right, so this next segment... Y'all are crazy. Okay, so for this next segment, it's called Amazing Blasians. So this is a segment where every week I take the time out to recognize a fellow Blasian, and they can either be a celebrity or someone that you and I may know. And today's Amazing Blasian is none other than my sister, Princess, a.k.a. Shay Shay's mom, a.k.a. Nat's auntie.
Auntie.
My mama.
So shout out to her. So my girl Princess, she is more than just a
She's
homegirl,
amazing.
a cousin, all of that. She is my sister, and I love her to death. She birthed my very first goddaughter, my baby, my Shay Shay. And I love her to death for the amazing person that she is. I'm going to need Shay Shay to chill because she crazy. She definitely got that from her mama because she very, very goofy. And she, too, is Black and Filipino with a little bit of Chinese. So, yeah. I wanted to recognize her today. And it's only right since y'all are here. So,
Yeah.
yes. Okay, so the topic of the day. This is growing up Blasian.
We're still growing up, though.
The thing to hold it. It's okay. I forgot to dang it. Do you mind? We can still hear. I'm not good about this. Huh?
Nothing.
All right, you guys. So growing up Blasian. Okay, so growing up with your guys' parents, your mom, your dad, who are siblings, life was a little bit different than what it is now. I know that how we grew up is very, very different.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I'm speaking from experience. So I just want to know from the lens of two young, beautiful ladies who one is a military brat and one not so much, even though yes, your dad was in the military, you didn't really, because you live with your dad, or excuse me, you live with your mom. So you didn't really get to experience much of the military lifestyle, whereas Shay Shay, on the other hand, has, right?
Yes, and I still am today.
And you still am today, yes. Or still am. You still are today. So I just want to know, what is it in the life of a 11 and 12-year-old Blasian living in this society? What type of troubles that you guys experienced, moving and all that? Because even though you haven't, you didn't really live with dad too much, you have moved a lot.
Yes, I have.
So who wants to go first? Go ahead. We not in school. You don't have to waste your hand, baby.
So, growing up as a military brat is actually not that easy because first you make really good friends and then you have to move again. But at the same time, it's still kind of easy growing up as a military child because you don't really have to worry about somebody trying to steal you, kidnap you, or else America will come and get you back. We'll just say that.
How? How so?
Because the military, they are very protective of their country, and if somebody's trying to invade, we're going to have, 100 tanks coming in or something like that.
Oh, really? Where they do that at?
I don't know. But yeah, it also is very hard being a military child because even though like you might make good friends, there's some people that might judge you just for having military parents. Like, why do they always have to go out, you know? And I was like, well, you know what? That kind of makes it a lot more worse. Thank you, but you know, yeah. And then,
Talking to the mic, baby.
oh, okay. And then, that's too loud. Sorry. And then, also.
What about growing up Blasian? Have you experienced anything like any troubles growing up, like not being accepted in that sense, or okay?
Yes, ma'am. There is a lot of people that are judgmental in this world, and especially when I go to new schools, because when I used to live on base, a lot of people, for some odd reason, when I first walked into the class, they would always look at me with like a mean face, like, what did I do to you? Like, it's like they looked at me like, you ruined my life, stuff like that. And then when I was able to move, so the difference between living on base and living off base, yes, living on base is an Army protected base. It's a lot more compact and smaller. But for me, it's a lot more harder to find friends there because for some odd reason, I just don't have good luck with that. But living off base is a lot more easier. Your parents are still in the military, except for it's just not an Army protected base, which can give a lot more chances of crimes happening there. But in my neighborhood right now, it's pretty peaceful. Yes, there's like some disrespectful kids there, but they're not crime people. Also, when you get to ride school buses, and it's actually kind of fun. It's actually kind of fun because that way you can make more friends. So you would have some in class, some other different classes, and on the bus, and then they might be in your neighborhood. So that's that. And also I get to have a lot more relatable friends off base than on base.
Okay. What about you, Nat?
Well, the military first, or
Whatever you want to speak on.
to be honest, I'm not trying to rub it in or anything, but like I always, make friends really easy, but like it doesn't. I'm not trying to rub it in. You know that. You said it yourself. Anyways,
Go ahead, baby.
But it was also hard because like I would move a lot, and it would, like I went to school for 2 days and I made good friends and I had to leave. It was hard, but like it was really cool because like really cool experience and made me more comfortable talking to people and made me like less shy because I'm just like a shy person in general. And but the whole Blasian thing, it's been, I wouldn't say people looked at you weird or like didn't accept you, but it was mostly of you're just black. They look at me and they automatically think you're just black, that's all you are. But like I'm not. It's like it hurts when people say, oh my gosh, you're just black. No, you're not. And when I tell people that, they're just like, no, you're not. And I'm like, what do you mean? No, I'm not. Like that's just mean, disrespectful. And and sometimes when I would tell them, they would either be surprised or they wouldn't believe it. And that kind of hurt me when they wouldn't believe it because I was like, oh, that's just, what do you mean, And I would get, or like people would sometimes be like looking at me when they would talk about black people and all this other things. And I'm like I just heard some really racist things in my past, and it really hurt me, and it really opened my eyes to how many mean and racist people there are in the world. But yeah,
that's the world that we live in. So growing up, it was kind of tough, and I was just having a conversation with my homegirl Brittany, shout out to her, on my last episode, where we were talking about the struggles like with our hair and our hair journey. And I remember one time I was playing basketball. I was on the basketball team, and I was standing in line, and we were shooting free throws during practice. Shania, if you don't knock it off.
Okay.
and we were shooting free throws. And one of the girls, like I had my hair in a bun, or not a bun, but a ponytail. And one of the girls was like looking in my hair for like tracks. And I was just looking at her like, what are you doing? She's like, oh, I was just trying to see if there was something in your hair. And I was like, And the school that I went to was, well, it wasn't predominantly white. Like it was pretty diverse, but just being Blasian, you know, we weren't really accepted at the time. So it was either you're black or you're not, you know, type of thing. Whereas now I feel like it's more celebrated when if you are biracial or multiracial to certain people. So the reason why I was asking is because I don't feel like, well, I don't know, because I'm not, you know, obviously in your guys's, I'm not where you guys are at, so I don't know if the same troubles and, you know, stuff that we used to go through, if you guys are experiencing that, and which I hope that you guys aren't.
Well, we aren't, but like because in elementary school, it's not mostly of you're this group and you're in that group.
No
It's
cliques,
just,
really.
Yeah, that's what like exactly what I said a couple of days ago about you. Like it's mostly of girls and boys separating each other, and we don't really focus. I mean, we have a lot of Spanish kids, Mexicans, and so those Mexicans, you know, they do their things, and we, as English people, we go do our own thing. And so I wouldn't say it's really of race, it's really of what language you speak. So, yeah.
And what do you guys identify yourself as?
Mixed.
Mixed. Yeah, that's what a lot of people say at my school. Well, at my school, it's actually not about just genders splitting up. Like, well, I'm saying like not because of the teachers, but when if you're having your free time or something in recess or at lunch, there's people like, oh, you can come hang out with us, because it's more like you can relate to us in a thing. If a person is not feeling it, then they don't feel it, they can go hang out with the group more like themselves. So it's more just based off of your personality and the way that your vibe is towards them.
Which
That's
I
what it
believe is a beautiful thing. You know, and just being able to celebrate whatever you feel suits you. And I'm looked at as black, but I was raised with a Filipino mom in a Filipino household, you know, and so that's why I know most people on the outside, predominantly Caucasians, they view me as I'm just black. And I feel like to discredit my other, you know, my other side is kind of like, it sucks for my mom, especially growing up in that sense. So I don't know. I just wanted to see your guys' view, get in the minds of 11, 12-year-olds.
Really not that interesting.
That's kind of the way that they looked at me. They didn't think, oh, you're just black. There was just like one specific group that was like, they looked at me, they're like, you're white.
Someone said that to you?
Yeah, I was
You're
like,
white.
I was like, excuse me? They're like, you're white. And I was like, okay, what's wrong with white?
That's like weird, because in my school it's like, you're black, go away, you know, and if you're white, come here, you know. So,
Yeah, but it's like a mix of that. There's like, oh, you're black, go away, and then there's like, oh, you're white, go away, or you're Hispanic, go away.
Or if you're Filipino, go away.
Well, it's not like a Filipino thing. It's just like, oh, go away. We don't understand you and your culture. And as soon as a teacher catches that, they're like, front office. And then they get their parents call and they talk over like, you can't do that. So that was a few years ago, but like when I was on base. But when I'm off base, you're like, they accept everyone.
That's good.
Every way. There might be like still some people that don't accept you as your race, but there's barely any of that. Like one person in my class were like, this race of people are better than this race of people. And I was like, that's racist. Races are all the same. There's none that are dumber or better. They're all the same. There's nothing that's a better race. Their cultures, which they're different and unique in their own ways. That's the way that I like to look at it as a view. Like, it doesn't matter what you're mixed with. It's just the way that you treat people most of the time. And yeah.
My school thinks they can say the N-word. I swear. Or like I said, they would say vinegar, and they would they would lower the VI and then say the rest, and then when people would be like, hey, that's not okay, they're like, what do you mean? I'm saying vinegar, I'm not, saying this and that. I'm like,
Yeah, it's just people being ignorant. But I mean, I'm glad to hear that you guys don't experience that much, like we used to growing up. But yeah, I'm just proud of the young women that you guys have become. And yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know that was a little heavy, but tell us a little bit about yourself. Shay Shay, I know that you do videos.
Oh, okay. So, my what I like to do with my hobbies is most likely play outside. Like,
Good.
it's like,
I feel like there's like rare nowadays, like, sorry to cut you off. Kids nowadays, they just want to be up there playing Fortnite, being on their phones, doing all of that stuff. So it's really refreshing to see like kids actually wanting to be outside and doing stuff. Cause that, going back to the card game earlier, the question being, what time do you need to be back home, or what time did your parents expect you back home? Like, that was a real thing, like being back home at 8 p.m. or 6 p.m. or when the street lights came on, because we was really outside. We was really playing with our friends. Let's go to the meetup spot, which was the green thing back in the day. Or one year it'll be at somebody's house, but we was really outside like that. So it's refreshing to actually hear that. But sorry, continue.
Yeah, so mostly I'm an outsider person. If I found like bugs on me, I look at it and I'm like, I don't like try to kill it, or sometimes I do freak out depending on what it is. Like if I don't know what it is and it's just humongous, I'm like, okay, I'm leaving. But it's really luckily there was a lot of kids to play with outside, because mostly like what you said, there would be a lot of kids on Fortnite. Yeah, the kids that I knew, because I had a mix, so there was girls and there was boys, and the boys they wanted to play on Fortnite. But, like, they would do that after they're finished playing outside. So, usually they put playing outside first. And then, when everybody's on their social media, I try to, like, make these cool iMovies and, like, put together clips and stuff, or do something with a mic, like this. Like, be funny and try to do fake ASMR with my dogs. Like, I'll just be like, here's Smokey. Today he's going to be eating his food. And he'd just be like...
That sounded exactly like it.
And then, so that's what I like to do. That's why when I grow up, I think I'm going to be like a director or maybe an actor even.
Nice.
Because, like, I like to, like, do stuff like, going to be on the computer. Because I can film on anything as long as there's a camera and it saves it. Or if it's, like, with a picture, I'll put it together and make it into, like a memory thing where, like, you
collage.
Like a collage, but except for it's, like, moving.
Yes.
Like, it's a video, and I'll put music in the background. Or to check up on my friends, I go on my social media accounts, which is shouting out to Snapchat and TikTok. I don't have Instagram, but I'll shout out Instagram. Some people do have that. But yeah, I'll go on my social media accounts to see what's up. If I see something funny, I'll send it to a person. Or if I made something that was funny, I'll send it to like a few people. And one of my favorite topics of making videos or watching movies or anything like that, not watching, but doing movies and stuff, comedy.
Laughter is the best medicine.
Yeah. If you're sick, just bathe in laughter.
Vines,
I love that.
memes.
I love it.
Yeah. And Vicks.
And Vicks.
What's Vicks?
Vicks Vapor Rub.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right. What about you, baby?
I don't know what to talk about.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a lot of things. I mostly want to be a model. That is something I don't really like to say to people because I feel like they don't really understand when I say that.
Why do you think people don't understand?
To be honest, like there's in my school, I'm like basing this off my school because like a lot of my school, like I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a veterinarian. When I say it's a model, it's like stepping out of the box, and they're like, what is you, why? You know, and I don't like saying it because, you know, they either think I'm not pretty, or they either think I'm not this and that I need to be a model, and all that stuff like that. So,
Well, first of all, let me sit here and tell you, F them little childrens. And if I need to come up there and fight a child, I would. No, I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
by the way, I also want to be a boxer.
A boxer? Okay.
Gain muscles.
Hey, I could see you with them little cornrows on. but I'm not gonna beat a kid up. I work with children. I'll get fired quick with the quickness. But definitely don't listen to what they're saying, because let me tell you, you're beautiful. And of course, you think I'm just gonna say that because you're my niece, but it's real. And don't let people define you, because if that's something that you want to pursue, who cares what other people think?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I get it, you know, people want to be lawyers, doctors, and all that stuff, but that's not for everybody. You know what I mean? That's not something that interests everybody. So if you want to be a model, then you're going to be the best model for you. You know what I mean? So, sorry, continue.
it's like, back to what you were saying, you know, never mind, I forgot. But yeah.
Go ahead, baby.
Yeah, and yeah, that's all I got.
Okay, so you want to be a model, you want to be a boxer, director, all of that good stuff. What are you doing?
Trying to reach for the gum.
I don't know whose gum that is, so if you get sick, that's beyond me.
As long as I don't have Ebola.
Anyway, oh my gosh, I just lost my train of thought. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I love the women that you guys are becoming, like I said.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of how you guys have been raised, you know, and just, you know, growing up, it's the same thing what I've been going through, and that was living in a single parent household with the, you know, I know you have a stepfather now, and then you have a stepfather as well, but just,
And mother. Stepmother too. But she doesn't count, so.
Ooh.
Oh,
Hello? That's neither here nor there. But, you know, and just being raised with not having both of your biological parents, how does that play a role with you guys?
Depression.
Depression? Why
I'm
you
just
say
kidding.
that?
Not depression, but I do get really sad often. Because, like, before that I actually moved in with my stepfather, when I was living in Georgia, I had a friend named Amaya. We both had our biological fathers and our mothers divorced. So that's one thing that we had in common. So every time when kids go around playing, they're like, oh yeah, this weekend I'm going to hang out with my dad. We get to have daddy and daughter time and all that. And then my friend starts tearing up, and I was like, you're going to make me tear up. We got to think of something happy. So we both think of, well, hey, today we get to call them, or today we get to see them, or in a few months we get to see them.
What, for Father's Day or just in general?
Just in general.
Oh, okay.
Father's Day is just like a, you know, an example.
I could hear. Is this ASMR? Because I could hear all this smacking.
I don't want to get that.
This is Shania.
Right?
But yeah, that's one thing. But one thing that I am happy about, like, not them like being there, but one thing that I'm happy about is that they still love you for you, no matter what. Even though,
As long as y'all know.
yeah, like as long, like the thing is that they'll still love you, even though if they're not with your mom, or they're going through a rough time themselves, not seeing their daughter or their son, stuff like that, they'll still love you for who you are, no matter if you're whatever it is. Yeah, that's my side of the story about having not my biological father there.
For me, it was a mix of both, like good and bad. To be honest, the first time they did, I was so confused because I was so young, and I'd be like, when is my dad coming home? And my mom kept explaining he's not going to for a little while. He's not going to be living with me. He's divorced. We broke up. We're not together anymore. And I was like all confused, and I was like, okay. But when I grew up, it kind of hit me, and it was like, whoa, you know, it was like, so do you have a stepfather, or do you have a stepmom or anything like that? They're like, no. My parents are both together, or they would say things about their parents still being together, and I couldn't relate to it because I was like, well, what about me? You know, I don't have that. And it was weird because it was like mix of both of them dating different people, and I'd be like, what about you two dating each other? Like, where does that come in? And the bright side is, you know, you get to have two dads, you get to have two birthdays, you get to have two Christmas and two everything. And I'm not saying I'm a brat or anything, but it's like,
you try to find the silver lining in a sad situation.
Yeah.
I got it. Mm-hmm. That's what's up. Okay. Do you guys have anything off top, like one of your most memorable memories with Auntie Ness? Go ahead, since we in school.
Okay, so I don't know if you remember this, but there's this one time where when I was little, we were all together and we went to Legoland, and it was just this one moment that actually sparkled up my moment, was that every one of us were smiling. It was just like a smile time, and for a second, I kind of zoomed out of like seeing water, so I couldn't see if any water was coming into my eye. Yes, what? It's gonna be what? It's gonna be one part that the water gets in my eye, but anyway, so like I take a moment, I'm like, and then next thing you know, Natalie comes down the side and the water hits me, and I'm like, I was caught off guard, and I was like, did I just go to heaven and come back? I was so confused. I was so confused.
I'm confused right now. Go ahead, baby.
And then there's one more time that I loved. It was really funny, but still loved. Is when we were on that roller coaster. The one from Disneyland. We were on that roller coaster, and the way that all of our faces were expressed was like really relatable in a way. Auntie Nessa looked like she was so nervous that she was going to rip her pants again. And then
again.
You
sounds about right. Probably, yeah.
And then Natalie looked like she was just going to look down the whole entire time and be like,
I was always looking like that.
Yeah, like she always looked so confused. Like she always it's like she was waiting for something to happen. It would just not happen. She was like, I'm waiting. And as soon as the end of the ride, she was like, and my face on that ride was like, am I flying? Like I always used to have a thing where like, am I flying? Like that's when we were in the air and we were about to hit land. And I was like, and that song kind of played in my head. I believe I can fly.
He canceled.
He canceled forever.
It's okay because it was at that moment we had
no idea.
Y'all didn't know.
We had no idea.
What about you, Nat? Any?
I have so many. I remember we were somewhere, but there was a lot of rides, and it was a really dizzy ride where we go circles. A ride that went in circles, and I remember you like, no, I don't want to do it because it's gonna make me sick. And I was like, no, we're gonna do it. So we got on the ride, and me and Shania were like having the best time in your life, and you were sitting there, you were sitting like. And I remember after we got off, you were like, I don't feel so good. I don't feel good. I remember sitting in the car and you were like, oh my God. The rest of the day you felt so dizzy and you felt like you were going to puke. It was just so funny.
I remember that was the Tilt-A-Whirl.
Oh, yeah.
And it was at the carnival in IB because they have it twice a year. I think it's actually coming back up soon. But you guys were too small to ride by yourself. So they had to have an adult, which I was the only adult with you guys at the time. So it was either I go on the ride with you guys so you guys can enjoy yourself and risk myself getting sick, or just be like, nah, baby, let's go on something else. And I remember that day, and you guys were like, please, auntie. And I'm like, oh, I'd do anything for you girls because I love you guys so much. Even risk my sickness, my motion sickness, to go ahead and do that. So I remember that's funny. That is really funny.
I remember Shania sitting on your lap and you were leaning against the window. It looked like you just wanted to die.
That's funny because yes, like I remember, like I could just see it like in a movie. It's like you guys, yay, woo, and then pans over to my face, and I'm like, like ready to throw up.
And I remember the workers, they were laughing at you.
Oh, I remember those times. And it's cool that you guys remember these things because that I just literally just pulled that out my butt. Like I wasn't, that was just last minute I thought about because I've always talked about it. I don't know, for some reason, my childhood, I don't remember too much of it. Mm-hmm. I only know little sprinkles of things that happened. So yeah, I mean, you guys are still young, so you guys probably remember. Right. It's easier for you guys to remember more than me, but
I'm starting to forget, and it's kind of weird.
Oh, okay.
Since we're in class, yes, Shania.
I still remember one part of your childhood.
What?
And it was about you and Mom.
Okay,
so
let's hear it.
It was the
Story
first
time.
Yeah,
story time.
Story time.
The realness.
Story time. I was waiting for that too. But so it was this one day where Mom wanted to go with Uncle Mike, aka her brother,
dad,
and her dad. So she was crying because he had put gum in her hair and left her sitting there and crying.
Wait, you didn't tell me that part.
And so she had to get her favorite part of her hair cut off, and so she was crying in the front porch. And you were on your bike, and you're like, "Hey, you want to come ride bikes with us? You want to come ride bikes with us and be friends?"
No.
And then she was like, "Yeah."
Their rendition.
So she had a bike, and from that point on, y'all became sisters.
Yes.
Sister from another mister.
Yep.
I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for it.
Bars. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Yeah, that's actually like how it came across your mom.
How it
Poor
all
baby.
started.
Yeah, poor baby. She was just sitting there crying, and I was just like, hey, you want to hang out? Just on some cool stuff. But yeah, so it's funny that you remember that. We had a good childhood growing up. I wouldn't change it for the world. And although like we never claimed each other as best friends, your mom and I, like I said, we did everything together. And like I said, she was more than just my friend. She was my sister, and just like I said, we got fat together. We lost weight together. No, I'm so serious. We gained and lost 30 pounds together. We used to drive all the ways to LA to go to Roscoe's.
Again?
Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. We would drive all the way to Verona to go to the buffet. We would bring you guys, go to the buffet.
I remember that.
Oh yeah,
I love those times.
Yes. We would make our own buffet, go to the taco shop, get carne asada fries, carne asada chips, rolled tacos, and create our own buffet.
I swear, the best times in my life was with all of you guys.
exactly.
It
Like
was. It
I
really
would not.
was.
I would give my life just to have that life. Like if I got that taken away
For
from me
every
as
day.
like a punishment from the devil himself, I would give my life over just to have those moments and times. Like for real.
Cry.
I want it all over again, or
Yeah,
want
like
it
it's
every
like
day.
it's like I wanna get born again and just relive those times because those were amazing.
Don't cry, don't cry.
Woosah, woosah. I'm not trying to shed no thug tears. Oh my gosh, my eyes is really. Did somebody who cutting onions? Who is cutting onions? Jeez Louise. Okay. Thank you for sharing those beautiful memories. I don't think my heart could take any more right now. So with that being said, any shout outs or parting words?
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. Hey, Rhea. Hey, Raina. Hey, friends. Hey, Rihanna. Hey, other
Hey.
Rihanna. Hey, as long as I can remember. Hey, to Waffle House.
Waffle House.
If you guys want to come hit me up with some waffles, I'll definitely take them.
Have you not heard about Waffle House and everything that's been going on there?
Okay. Shout out to San Diego, even though if I'm already here, but still. So.
Shout out to Tennessee.
Shout out to Tennessee. Shout out to Arizona. Shout out to Atlanta, Georgia.
Universal Studios.
Universal Studios. I'm about to head over there.
LA.
Get ready to see my shine. Because I shine every
Please stop making that face.
Shout out to Sushi.
Sushi? Oh yeah. It's sushi, but she always pronounces it as sushi ever since she was little.
Hey guys, let's go get some sushi. And then I would say thirsty. Guys, I'm really thirsty.
Remember you said Shavakadu or something?
Shavakadu.
No, remember?
Skida.
I said Shavakadu. Skata. Remember that video you took of us when we were all in the car and singing the song?
Yeah, which they had no business singing. So, for those of you guys that don't know, my sister and I, Princess, we created a duo called Necessity, and we rapped, but we didn't call ourselves rappers. We were lyrical storytellers, so we used to tell stories. Anyway, we had this particular song, and it was called Up for the West, and the hook was, it sounded like chipmunks, like little kids like rapping.
I loved your song.
Yeah, like they were the bomb.
And they thought it was them. So when the song came on, they was like, oh, and then like I remember I recorded them one day, and Natalie over here knew all the words to the song.
Still do.
And mind you, it's not very appropriate. I mean, it's not really bad, but there was some bad words in it. But Nat was getting it. Shay over here, she over here ad-libbing. And I was like, okay, it was so cute. I actually still have the video. Check Patreon. I might put it up there. We'll see. Actually, no, I don't know, because y'all might report me to Child Protective Service.
No, still do. Still do.
But she knew all the words, and I just all knew the words that I could say.
Yes, and then Shay was getting too, but then when she accidentally said one bad word, she her face was like kind of, she started biting her nails, like, oh, I got in trouble. So then she went from rapping to, I'm just gonna hit the ad libs. So it was,
I didn't
really
give a care.
Yeah, she did it. She was going
No, 'cause
in
as
like
soon-
it was her song.
As soon as I said that, like my heart dropped. I was like, I will have no booty.
Because she thought she would get whooping for sure.
Like all of that would have just been flattened out. I couldn't even poop out if I wanted to. I need to lose weight. No, never mind. I'm just gonna have to go run to the gym.
And it's one of those things where, like, we can't really be mad because we were playing the music around them. You know what I mean? And they were just so proud of us and like, oh, that's us. Like, it was the cutest thing. They were like our number one supporters, and I
Still
I love
are.
that.
I mean, if y'all made that today, y'all would have been hitting the $1 million. You know what I'm saying?
You can say "G'da," and then the song can go popular.
Oh, I really do miss doing music with your mom, though. I miss it so much.
She misses it, but at the same time, she says it never became popular. So,
I mean, if you guys,
and she said it was her dream, but not really, because she said she said I was her dream.
Yes.
And I was like, I feel like I thought I ruined your dream.
Aww.
Cause she said that she wanted to go and make $1 million. I was like, And then my sister was like, but Cardi B had a baby. And it was like, but that was while she was. And I was like, dang it, I ruined it.
Oh,
Why?
don't think that, baby. That's not the case. And honestly, the reason why we actually stopped was because she joined the military. So, and with her joining the military, her moving around, we wasn't able to get in the studio like that, like the access that we had here in San Diego. And I was just like, I don't want to do it if Miss is not doing it. Missy, aka Princess. That's, if you grew up with her, you know her as Missy. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. Maybe check out Patreon when the time comes. I might throw on a little bit of songs on there so you could check out our work. But yeah,
Shout out to Mom again.
yes,
Especially because she's probably the best mom, also sister that you can ever meet.
yes,
Auntie, wife,
Shout out to my
all of the
dad.
above. Yes.
and shout out to Uncle Mike because he could probably also be the best father for Natalie, especially because he loved her with all his heart.
He
and
does.
I bet even if there was a minute to be with her, he would spend it all if he could.
Yes,
He would probably
definitely.
even spend his. I bet he would live on the streets for her.
Oh, okay.
Like if you had to be homeless just to see her, I bet he would probably even do that too. And that's what my mom would do, my stepfather. That's what all of our family would do because all of the Blasian and
Mexican. My mom's Mexican.
I'm Blake because Blasian's for the girls. I can't figure out for the men, so I'm just gonna say queens and kings and princesses.
Okay, I like
all
that.
day together.
I like
And
that.
if it wasn't for my dad, you guys probably would have never met.
That is true.
Think about that.
That
Think about that.
There you go.
That's real. Because if he didn't leave his sister crying on the street, I probably wouldn't have came across her
Like,
and came across me.
and came across you
Or
and
me.
came across, or you.
Or this.
probably
Things
could've
happen
sit-
for a reason.
And I
That
bet
is
that was
true.
probably the best blessing ever.
I bet your mom's grateful she was sitting there crying.
Like I'm not happy that she was crying, but I was happy how things panned out.
Right.
Yeah. But shout out to you guys for being a part of my show.
No problem.
I know we talked about some heavy stuff, and then we also talked about some fun stuff and shared some beautiful memories. And I'm thankful for your
See what I have to go
guys'
through?
parents and your guys' family and being a part of my family and just being the beautiful women that you guys are becoming. You guys make me so proud. Even just being so young and getting ready to go hang out. And before we did anything fun, well, what did I make you guys do? I made you guys do homework. I came up with like math problems that they had to solve, and they was with it.
And we're grateful for you. And
Yeah, we're grateful
everything
for
that you
having-
have becoming and things that you've been doing. We're very
She said shout out to us, shout out to her too. Like, if you meet her, give her $1 million.
I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need that. But I like to leave the show on a positive note, so I'm ending it with a positive affirmation. And today's affirmation, I'm gonna need y'all to stop smacking in my ear. Okay, let's start this again. Today's affirmation is: I am beautiful and I love the skin I'm in. I am beautiful and I love the skin I'm in. So with that being said, don't forget to check me out on the Jig Is Up podcast and chime in on my NSA segment. And on that note, thanks for listening. Until next time, remember to always keep it real.
Peace.
Peace.